Earlier this year, after we left the Moore Expo in southern Missouri, we went on a little adventure out in the woods. We did some exploring, we did some trails, we did some camping, we did some cooking, and we did some droning. And I invite you to come along for these next 2 or 3 videos and enjoy the adventure with us. So, we've made it to the dirt. Forest Service trails start now, and we are trying to head our way down to Glade Top, but trying to do it as much backwoodsy as we can. So the reason we've decided to go down to the Moore Expo in southern Missouri the last couple of years is Amber is a pretty high-level tax accountant. The months of January through April are super stressful in our house, and it slows down after that, after the tax deadline, and it's just times out perfectly with that for us to just kind of get away and get some time together, and that's what we're doing here. One of these days, if they would just hold Easter Jeep Safari like a week later than they ever do, then we could go to that instead, but they never do. So we just left that. Oh! Well, I was gonna talk, but we've got a little water crossing to handle here. It shouldn't be nothing too bad. As I was saying, we just left out of Moore Expo this morning and we had a blast there and we met a bunch of people. So if I met you, thanks for being awesome. It's about noon on Sunday and we've got today and tomorrow to do as much exploring as we can. Hopefully find 2 really kick-ass campsites, and we have to head back Tuesday, which sucks, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. So we're trying to keep things pretty mild since we got the trailer, and I've been using Onyx and I'm just kind of using established routes that are already out here, so I figured I might as well share the little trails and stuff that we're doing. This one we just did was called Devereaux Ridge Road, and now we're heading a couple miles and we're gonna hop on this other one called something School, and then another one after that, and another one after that. We're just gonna keep going. Look at that view. Oh, 6. Because it was a church. I thought that was a school, but it's a church. I like how down here in Missouri they just let the creeks go over the road. Uh-oh. We just went off course. You're telling me that little muddy, sloppy fucking thing back there was the way I was supposed to go? I don't know if you can see up there, but there's a gate, and we've got a real sloppy turnoff right there, so I'm going to try to back this in there so we can turn around. If you've been around any of my videos, driving past where the trail's supposed to go is kind of a trait of mine that I'd like to get better at. You would think having it on a screen right in front of me, I would watch where I'm going, but I kind of don't. This is the turn off, and there's a bundle of cable right there. I mean, it looks like we're gonna be dragging our tent and our trailer through a bunch of tree limbs, so I think we're gonna abstain on this one. Okay, so the next one's called Fort Bald, Forest Service 612. So far, this one looks pretty doable with the trailer.
of these times I'd love to get down there for a whole week to be able to explore this whole area. And even in northern Arkansas, there's some great stuff out here, and I always feel like I just have a day or two and it's not enough time to really see very much of it.
So where we were gonna get gas is no longer a business. So we had to backtrack 16 miles or whatever, and we got gas, and I noticed something while I was pumping gas. I was using a 12-inch extension for the tongue, and I think it just, I don't know, I think it over tweaked it. You can see how this is even downhill, but with that extension on there, man, it was so far down. And I guess it's just too much leverage on this hitch. The hitch is not part of the bumper. It's bolted directly to the cross member on the frame. But I don't know if we just hit something too hard on the trail. You can see it is very much downhill. So in order to limit the damage, I guess, I took that extension out of there. And we're gonna just hope that it doesn't get any worse, because we gotta get it home. And now we got to figure out a new way to get to Glade Top.
No, one had a picnic table underneath it.
So I was checking out the map, and we actually just drove past Glade Top entrance because I saw this on the map, and I wanted to come down here and check it out and show you guys.
I'm not sure why, but I have a little bit of an obsession with these fire towers, and I think it's because I want to find one that I can actually go up in. Now, I found a couple that I could have climbed the ladder that was a little sketchy, but you're definitely going to see probably 6 more of these in some upcoming videos to the Northwoods that I haven't posted yet. But I'm just going to keep finding them, keep looking for them, and keep trying to find one that I can get inside.
Kind of a shame they won't let you in there.
Could you imagine that being a job? There's like 9 flights of steps.
If we're being real here, I don't think I would want to climb 10 flights of stairs anyway, but I still would like to see the view from up there. Pretty cool.
We got a cable tied to this one leg with the top and bottom. Like that's gonna hold it if it wants to come down.
It's that little
Cable wire to the building, and then there's a stake one down there.
That's a ground. That's an earth wire. There's one on the back leg. There's a ground back there too.
All I could think about on this road is how I wished I was in something that went fast, just because it was so twisty and curvy. So the tower was cool and everything, but it's time to get into the woods, and we're over here at Glade Top now, and I think the best course of action, I was just going to explore for a while, but with this trailer tongue being kind of iffy, I think our best bet is to try to find somewhere to park this thing to set up camp, and then if we got time, go out and run a couple more trails from there. And I've got a few places scouted out already, so I'm gonna head straight for it and see what we can find. Well, in typical Dan fashion, I drove right past the trail I wanted, so we had to turn around and go back, and I believe it's called West Fork or West Fork East or something. It rides along this ridge down through the mountains down there, and it's absolutely beautiful trail out there.
Well, here's the first campsite, but it's looking a little soggy for me. It does have a fantastic view over the bushes there, but it's full of water. So we're gonna keep going. Oh boy. There's not much to winch to if need be. There are some trees.
You don't know
I
how
say
deep
we're
that
just
is.
we're just going for it. Boss is telling me I need to air down because it's too bumpy. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
I'm gonna go keep and lock this.
Compared to some of the wheeling I do, this really just doesn't look like that much, but I can promise you, if you've never pulled a trailer down a trail, it's a whole different experience. Turns that don't seem like anything in just a Jeep, they become quite difficult with a trailer, and everything gets much more bumpy and rattly, and it kind of adds a point of difficulty back onto really any trail, and some of them more than a point. Amber said this section of trail was too bumpy, so she decided to walk. So of course I stuck a camera in her hand.
Those campsites up there are pretty sweet, but you know me, I'm like, let's just walk a little further down the trail and see what we can find. And there's a couple, but we're on a downslope, so everything's really unlevel. But I just started seeing this is the kind of stuff that I don't really want to have to pull the trailer back up to get out of here. It's not hard stuff at all. It's like 12-inch ledges. There's a couple more right there. But with that trailer tongue being bent and questionable, I think we're going to stay up here on top of the hill where we're at. It's a little windier up there, but it is beautiful. We can hear turkeys too off in the distance a little bit. I don't know what all kind of wildlife's down here. There's, for all I know, there could be bears. I don't know. Probably. Good thing I brought a thing that starts in 19 and ends in 11.
Somewhere way over there, I think I saw a building up on the hill. Yeah, right there. Can't quite tell. It's as far as I can zoom.
We're kind of right off the side of this. This isn't the trail. The trail's over there. This is kind of just like a loop. We're gonna collect some wood, but everything was soggy, so we're just using this thing again. Gotta say that's a better view than, you know, a parking lot at Moore Expo. Even though there's no blue skies and I didn't get a sunset, this place had some fantastic views. And now I'm going to try something a little different that I haven't done much of, and you guys are just going to hang out at camp with us for a little while. So tonight's dinner, we're doing steak, mac, and cheese. Who doesn't make shells and cheese at camp, right? We got half a ribeye, and then we got leftover potatoes and green beans from lunch the other day. These are ballin', and she's got a corn on the cob cooking on the fire pit. Let's get these suckers warming up. I better throw steak on there first. Woo, doggies. Y'all, if you've never put steak inside some shells and cheese, it might sound a little redneck. I'm a little redneck. But it's pretty good. I don't have any seasoning, but in lieu of seasoning, you can always use beer. Well, I ain't running back to the store for this soap because it's like 50 miles.
We're just gonna rinse.
Whew. We are so...
Wait.
Oh!
I didn't get it.
You found it. Nice. Keep hoping that these clouds will clear up, man. I want to see a sunset tonight. Where I put my seasoning? You get a little too. Don't judge. Don't judge. Looky there. My goodness. It's gonna be so good. Get up out of there. Ooh, how's that corn doing? Is it ready or not?
No, I gotta put butter in there and then put it back on.
Yeah.
It's almost ready.
I know these aren't hot yet, but real warm. Tell me that don't just look baller. My goodness. There are some more potatoes if you so choose.
Good shit.
This whole thing is good shit. This campsite's good shit. However good they were, they're better with ketchup. I like how most of the time we come camping and we eat better than we do at home. Honestly, I'm lying. Most of the time I just cook burgers and hot dogs, but this time we've been eating pretty good.
We don't always eat better camping.
I know, but like how many nights a week do we just wait till like 9 o'clock at night and then eat a frozen pizza?
That's because we're lazy.
Yeah. This has been an episode of Cooking with Dan. Episode 2, I think. Remember the last one we did at Badlands? I was like, this is how you cook a burger.
Yeah, I remember you doing that. Bye.
We bought 3 ears, but I wanted to save it for tomorrow's dinner, so I was like, just make your one and then we'll make the other 2 tomorrow. So I gotta wait. God, that is good. For winter, you wouldn't think they would have fresh corn, or for just coming out of winter, I should say. Usually the corn in the winter and this time of year is like not good. Where the hell are they growing that, or do they just freeze it?
I think some of it might be frozen, but you gotta get the yellow and white ones.
Oh, shizzle. This is a tactical fire pit, and there's a design flaw in this thing. The hose gets too hot. It melted the stainless hose that came with it. So I brought it to More Expo, that's where I bought it last year, and of course they didn't have a booth this year, so I didn't get to replace it. So I went to Lowe's and got a normal hose and an adapter, but this one doesn't have an adjustable regulator. You get what you get, so I can't turn it up any higher or lower than that. It's just, which it works fine, but I'm gonna get an adjustable regulator and I'm gonna redesign this whole thing. I'm gonna take it's basically a pipe nipple with holes drilled in it. The holes are too big. There's not enough of them. And I want to drill the holes at different angles and spacing so the fire spreads out better through the lava rock. And then I'm going to extend that pipe nipple like 4 or 5 inches away from the can to where you hook the hose up so that it doesn't melt the freaking hose. Because even this brand new hose I bought, it didn't fully melt, but you could tell it got too hot and it kind of like has a kink in it and it's probably going to go. I wrapped foil around it, but the reason I bought it because I wanted a fire at More Expo last year, and it was reasonably priced, and it's like kind of homemade, and not homemade, but it's like a small business, you know, made in America, yada yada, family business. What irritates me is I tried talking to them on social media, then I sent them a contact us thing on their website, and didn't get a response from either one of them, and that really irritates me, you know, like,
how it goes up.
You use something 3 times and it's destroyed, and then you won't answer your customer is kind of a, I don't know, kind of irritating. Halloween, when we went to use it and it didn't work because when I sent them the first message.
That's right.
We went to fire this up for handing out candy because it was colder than a witch's tit. And it wouldn't. I saw the end of the hose all messed up. Turn the regulator on and no gas will come through because it like melted on the inside and swole up.
Yeah, that lock seems to be seized on that one box. Okay, yeah, I mean,
I don't think I've ever picked up somebody else's stuff. They were talking about being in Mountain Home. That's like miles from here. I don't know how I'm picking this up. It's the only way to have a marshmallow. Screw all this toasted brown stuff. You just catch her on fire and let her frickin' rip. It's the only way.
It was fine.
Thank you, love.
You're welcome.
It's the only way. The only way.
We sat here and enjoyed the rest of our night watching the sky fade to black. I want to thank you guys for following along in our adventures, and make sure you come back for the next video as we head out in search of more interesting trails, creek crossings, and another great campsite. I'll see you there.